Awakening and the healing journey. If you've had a sudden spiritual awakening, or if you just find yourself on a healing journey in general, I'm going to share with you some of the best advice that I have from my own personal healing journey. In 2013, I lost my mom to cancer, and this forced me to have a sudden spiritual awakening. I evaluated who I become and why. This led me to realize that I had been an alcoholic for 13 years to drown out a reality that I never really enjoyed and to mask all the childhood trauma that I was carrying around within. All that combined with the pain of losing my mom. 13 months later, I tried to leave this place because I came to the conclusion that healing everything that was put on my plate was almost impossible. And if it wasn't for Archangel Michael appearing, I wouldn't be here today. This meant that I would find myself on a healing journey that I didn't believe was possible. Looking back on the last 12 years of my healing journey, if I could go back in time and tell the younger version of myself some advice, this is what I'd say. Number one would be lighten up on yourself. The healing journey is a long road. It's filled with ups and downs, and it's difficult enough without you being your own worst critic. Try to find compassion for that version of you that was trying its best at the time. Something that made me feel extremely frustrated along my healing journey was comparing myself to people that I labeled as happy and then evaluating where I was and feeling as if achieving that level of happiness was not possible for me. What I've learned about being happy in the last 12 years, it's not necessarily walking around being happy 24/7, but the more you heal and raise your frequency, the longer and more intense feelings you will have of being happy. The more you heal and raise your vibration, the sad things that once affected you in a certain way won't have the same impact on you. The putting unreasonable expectations on your shoulders when you're going through a healing journey that you need to be happy 24/7 is just going to cause you more chaos and confusion. So don't be your worst nightmare on this journey. I used to give myself these unrealistic goals when it came to being happy, and that I had to be happy 24/7. And looking back on my life in the last 5 years, divorce, quitting my job after 22 years, losing a twin flame connection, having arsenic being put in my drink, people slandering my name and making up lies about me, people sending me death spells that resulted in the loss of lives, dogs, pets, car accidents because they were returned, friends betraying me, memories of being abused as a kid by my priest and telling my parents only to be ignored came back to me. After 3 years of working on my book, had all my royalties withheld because of lies that were spread against me. When I look at the last 5 years of my life and I'm like, do you really expect yourself to be extremely happy going through all those experiences? And I realize that it's an unrealistic goal to put on our shoulders. I've realized over the years is that, dealing with those situations after doing a bunch of healing, I handled them much differently than I would have had I not done the healing journey. And certain things don't trigger you the way that they used to, but you're still going to have your ups and your downs, your good and your bad days. I compare myself right now to who I was back in 2013. It's not like bad things haven't stopped happening. It's just how I've dealt with them have become extremely different. Don't beat yourself up on the healing journey. Learn to be your best friend. Have compassion for the aspects of you that you're not too pleased with from your past. Get outside, get into nature, get some sun on your skin, clean up your diet. All these things are going to help you, but definitely don't beat yourself up along the way.